Hola, BIOS Network. G'day. Welcome to the end of quarter three. Seems to be some amazing things happening across the world and some not so amazing things happening across the world at the same time. Certainly motivates me and the team to continue doing what we're doing and promoting the application of technology for good, to grow good, clean plants, to really be able to offer the future access to products and plants that contribute to health in ways that we know actually work. So I'm very excited to have spent this summertime. I hope that you've each had a break. Our team's had enough time to be able to have a bit of a break in between, recharge the batteries, and more importantly, I think we had half off and half on. So I've been working. Doesn't seem to stop for the CEO, but welcome to the world of running a startup and running a research project or closing our research project in parallel. So what I have really been excited about over this last month or two is to be able to really finish cleaning up our work. We've just published two papers for MDPI and Atmosphere, looking at not only ag tech and the narratives, all the wonderful, cool things that people talk about in relation to ag tech and urban farming, but the reality of that and the lack thereof data that supports some of those narratives. Now, that's not dissimilar to other industries when we start to talk about where is the information that we have access to that's communicated digitally to us versus the tangible data of the impact of those industries and those organizations. So for us, nothing new. I would say as a systems scientist, nothing new. Kind of expected to find this narrative of benefits, or you might have heard of greenwashing as an example of how that looks, and versus the reality, which is where BIOS has really been focusing on, which has been where is the data and what's the real impact of the technology to produce that food, and then are there benefits to the building and the location. So we did another piece of research as part of the project pilot at Nova, where we started to look at producing the urban farm to operate in a circular modality versus a linear supply, effectively looking at what happens when you do supply that food to the people on the campus that eat it, and that the waste that's produced through our production can then be composted and treated on site for further use in the garden, versus classic urban agricultural model where we are growing, packaging, sending it to either a distribution hub or to one retailer or to multiple restaurants and retailers. That publication's just gone out, posted it on LinkedIn, so you've all had a chance to have a look at that. Very pleased with the team's work. That's really been a 9-month run for us to be able to complete all that work, but it's all done, published now, so really exciting. I think the most interesting thing for BIOS at this point is that our work that we've been doing on the new product for our critical plant that we're going to grow has involved us building out some new partnerships and starting to look at a different industry, more in pharmaceutical and more in very specifically how we can be part of the beginning of a supply chain so that we can actually improve the sustainability of that production now, but also into the future. There's a real need for industry and new emerging industries to be able to clearly demonstrate the impact. I mean, Paolo and I talked a long time about how do we actually work on, a transparency initiative where every product has exactly how much water is in it, how many kilowatts are in it, how many nutrients are in it, how far it has traveled. This information's very much available, and we have QR codes, we have technology, we have tag and trace, we have barcodes. All this technology is available already. We don't need to invest more to be able to allow the consumer or the business who you're dealing with directly to have access to that information. So we couldn't fund this project for us in food, so we are moving industries, and we've secured our initial investment now to start to develop that product, and we're working hard on partners. So you'll have to stay tuned for another quarter maybe until we're actually really launching into this new industry. It's exciting times, so reach out if you've got questions or you're curious. I haven't talked to everyone in a while, so we're focused just on closing out this pilot research. I mean, personally, I'm trying to finish my PhD as well in the background, and we're also now getting ready to build our new team to launch our new product later this year. So stay tuned. I hope Q3 is working well. I mean, it's very much a big season change. It'll be the last time you see me in front of this chalkboard because I'm moving too. So there's a lot of things moving with this season change, is what I would say, and I just hope you're enjoying the adventure that appears to be 2022. I'll catch you later.